So today, in Illinois, there was a bomb threat reported at a St. Charles hotel that was hosting Texas Democrats, and hundreds of people ended up being evacuated. I wrote a little thing here, and I'm going to read a little bit of the article. This political violence from the far right is completely unacceptable. In fact, all forms of political violence, regardless of ideology, are wrong. However, it is often individuals who subscribe to far right extremist beliefs who engage in these dangerous actions. I strongly oppose Donald Trump and his team, but I would never resort to violence to express my views. There is no place for this in a democratic society. And for all the Trump supporters that may watch this, oh, we're not a democracy, we're a constitutional republic. We fucking know a constitutional republic is a form or branch of a democracy. We're not a direct democracy, we're a constitutional republic. We vote for people that in return will represent us. This comes from the Chicago Sun-Times. Hundreds of people, including politicians, were evacuated from a hotel and conference center in St. Charles, Illinois, after a bomb threat Wednesday morning, police said. St. Charles police responded to reports of a potential bomb threat at the Q Center at 1405 North 5th Avenue around 7:15 a.m., the department said in a statement. Around 400 people were evacuated from the building, and the Kane County Sheriff's Office and St. Charles Police conducted a thorough search and found nothing, the statement said. The scene was cleared, and guests and staff returned to the property. Texas Democrats are staying in Illinois to deny Republicans a quorum to vote on a controversial redistricting. Dozens of Democratic lawmakers took refuge in the state earlier this week in hopes of dashing GOP plans to approve a Republican-friendly legislative map in Texas, opening the door for President Donald Trump's agenda to move through the legislature more easily. The heavily Republican Texas House of Representatives issued civil arrest warrants for absent Democrats, and Texas Governor Greg Abbott ordered state troopers to search for them and arrest them, but lawmakers outside the state are beyond its jurisdiction. The Democrats who have left the state face fines of up to $500 per day. And, I've been seeing a lot of comments from a lot of the Trump supporters here. They should be fired from their job. They should be arrested. They should have the death penalty and stuff. Do you hold the same sentiment when the Republicans, I believe in the state of, what's that one state? Oregon, did the same exact thing in 2019 when they didn't want to vote alongside of bills. So they went state to state to state to state to state to state. Do you hold that same sentiment? Now, I disagree with gerrymandering here, and I recently learned here that in 2021 there was a piece of legislation. It was called For the People Act, and it would have basically ended partisan gerrymandering. 220 Democrats voted yes for it, 0 Republicans voted for it. It passed the House, it went to the Senate, and then Mitch McConnell killed it. I live in the state of Illinois. It is gerrymandered as hell here, and you're supposed to only be able to redistrict here every 10 years when the census goes through, basically. And what Texas is doing it during midterms here. That way they can get themselves a win, because they know their policies are not attracting people, and people are now running away here because Republicans don't have any favorable policy here. I'm like, if they had favorable policy, they would have had 250 million people vote for them, but they only had 77 million people vote for them and 75 million people for them. We've been seeing the polls here that Trump's pretty much losing on every single topic, from immigration to the economy to gas and food and so on and so on. We just recently saw the job reports of where May, June, July, Trump actually lost jobs because of the tariffs. I'm glad that Democrats are finally getting the message that, you have to fight fire with fire. I'm like, that's why a lot of people are mad at Democrats, because we play nice here. We got to be best friends and play it fair, and the Republicans are the party that are not playing fair. Once this is all said and done, every single state, all states need to have a independent redistricting committee here and play it fair for every single state, whether it's blue and red.